Cherokee. So first, oop, we got a client calling. Be right back. Funnily enough, the person that was calling was this client, the owner of this vehicle. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on the job. So as you can see, most of my power panels are broken, so I do need to get new ones. But let's go ahead and get this started. Like I said, it's pretty much as simple as the Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's held in with 7mm and a bunch of clips. So go ahead and pry this open. It's hard to do it with one hand, but if you're professional like me, anything is possible. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound so egotistical. Okay, well anyways, just stick your power panel here, and then see if I can stick my hand in. There you go. See, and then okay, let me do that off camera. It was these pesky clips up here that I needed to tug off. Everything is easier with two hands, so after you do that, you can go ahead and press this tab down and pull it outwards. So that is your climate control gone. All right, now you can either use Phillips for this or a 7mm. I'm gonna use a 7mm, so let's go ahead and remove those. After those two 7mm are removed, the only thing holding in the trim is clips, so you can go ahead and get underneath. There you go, you hear the clips clicking off. Pull this outwards here. There you go. So again, there's like pesky clips. I think it's two here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my phone down again and remove that. But just do it with the right amount of pressure. Don't do it too hard, because if it's not coming off, it's probably because you're pulling or putting pressure in the wrong place. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my camera down and take it off, and I'll come back to you guys when it's off. All right, so I finally removed it. It was these clips here. Those are incredibly tough to take out. Let me tell you something, guys, that is gonna be difficult. Now, something pro tip is never use a power panel tool on a tight crevice which is surrounded by leather, which would be this. In this scenario, if you stick your power panel through here and you pry like this, yes, the panel will come off, but the sacrifice would be that you crease the leather. So what I was doing is I was sticking my fingers in as much space as possible, and I was pulling straight out towards me. You don't want to pull slowly like that. You want to give it like a little yank like this, and that, and it will come off. But they're incredibly difficult. But after you remove those, there's going to be one plug here. It's going to be a tab at the top. Go ahead and push that down. Left and right usually helps. Boom. So now all that's left is to remove these four 7mm. So go ahead and remove those. All right, so I laid down the radio here so it doesn't really scratch anything, but each one of those clips and plugs will have a latch at the top, which is you push that latch down and pull outwards. There you go. Very simple. This one as well has a latch at the top here. Push that down and it will come off. And we are done, I think. Awesome. That is, oh, never mind. There's another latch here. Hold on. I thought I was done. Push that latch down. Okay, now we are done. Check it out. Now you have a Jeep Grand Cherokee radio in your hand. So that's pretty much what we all had to do for the disassembly. Let's go ahead and bring this stuff to the table and start assembling the Tesla style and the harnesses to plug into here. Now, before we start talking about harnesses and all that, first we need to transfer over some stuff that the original kit has onto the new one. So obviously we need to transfer over the air vents and the hazards buttons and the park sense and the lane tracking. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the lane tracking buttons. So it's held in with 4 T15s, so we're gonna go ahead and remove those. And then it's a bolt-on fitment, so those same exact screws with the same exact holes, you're gonna put them onto the new kit, which would be the Tesla style. So let's go ahead and remove these 4 torque 15s. You wanna make sure you're not putting it upside down as well. All right, now that we got those out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and take it off. It's held in with clips, so pull the clips outwards. That way it comes off like that, like this. There you go, it comes off very simply. And then we can put this aside, and then make sure you guys can see. There you go. Same exact holes onto the new one, put the new torque 15s in there. All right, so after you put the torque 15s, this is what it looks like, nice and tight. And this is what it looks like on factory fitment. No gaps, made directly for the Cherokee buttons. Look at that. All right, so we can put this aside, and now the next thing we're going to transfer over is the air vents. All right, I'm gonna just show you how to remove one and transfer it over to the new one, as the other one is the exact same thing. There's no reason for me to show you guys the other one if it's a rinse and repeat process. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure you guys can see. So I'm gonna be working on this one. So each corner has like a tab. So male and female, it pretty much like latches on. So what you gotta do is you just gotta pull it outwards. Let's see if I can show you guys. Like this one right here, what you do is you just pull like that. Same thing on the other side, pull, and eventually you're pulling them all one by one, and eventually, little by little, it'll become more loose. Hopefully you guys can see. There you go. Very simple. It doesn't get easier than that. Oh, I missed one. Let's see. There you go. Ta-da! So we're gonna go ahead and send this on the other one. Make sure it's on the corresponding side. So this was my right air vent. So we're gonna be installing it on the right air vent. Factory fitment, so all you have to do is just push it in. Just make sure everything is lining up before you do. Let's see. Make sure everything is lining up. Okay. Since there's so many clips, it's like a little difficult to line all of them up at the same time, but eventually you will. There you go. Look at that. A little bit of patience and you'll get it done. So that's how one side looks. Let's go ahead. Ooh, I'm not even showing you guys. That's how one side looks. So we're gonna go ahead and get the other one done. I'm sorry for the bad camera angle, by the way. Damn, does that not look crazy? That's gonna look good on that vehicle. So that's the air vents put in. Now let's go ahead and flip it over. Now we're gonna be go ahead and install the harnesses, but first we can install some stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove them from this pile. That way you know exactly what you can install right now. All right, so what you're gonna be installing right now, because it makes life a whole lot easier, is your backup camera input. So this connector is gonna be the first one. I'll show you guys where I'm plugging it in. Just push it in. You gotta hear it click, that way you know it latches on. And then we're gonna be doing the 4G connector. This is where it sucks in that internet. You can go ahead and install that right now onto the radio. Since it has a double-sided tape, you go ahead and stick it onto here and then screw this onto the 4G one. They're labeled. So check that out. So this goes here and you stick this on here. It's a lot more organized that way. After you do that, we can go ahead and bring all these harnesses into the vehicle. All right, I was having a conversation here with the boss, so you guys are gonna hear a little bit of mumbling in the background, but I'm gonna be speaking over the video, a little overlay to help you guys. So what I did here is I installed the aftermarket, the antenna adapter. This is the USB adapter to recuperate the original USB. And then the SIM card and the two USBs, I ran them towards the driver footwell because you guys know I like to put them in the glove compartment, but there was no space there. Alright, next is the main harness. It's impossible to mistake this. The big plug goes with the big plug, so we have the male and female. Just make sure it matches up. You can see I was putting it the wrong way the first time. So it simply has like a little lock that you have to push up, or push down I mean, and it clicks itself in nice and tight. Make sure it clicks. There are plenty of different packages for this kind of vehicle. So there's different yellow RTA males, which are your video inputs. One of them will be your backup camera, so you have to test each one of them out until you find your backup camera. So here we have everything set up. We're about to go ready to get everything installed. Installing these plug-and-play radios are beyond easy, but it doesn't hurt to have an extra person holding in the radio while you're plugging in the harnesses, as there's going to be quite a few that you need to plug in. So you have your factory ones here, and then you have the aftermarket ones. You have to make sure every single one of them are plugged in, especially where they all go. They're all uniquely shaped, so it's hard to plug in the wrong one, but every single one of those plugs have to go in. All right, guys, and this is the big reveal. Look at that gorgeous display. Calling this an upgrade compared to what you had before is a complete understatement. This is a complete new different world. Like, this is not she's gonna sit in here, it's gonna look like a different car. Check it out. So obviously she didn't lose anything. She recuperates her steering wheel controls. We can talk about nothing being lost first. Volume down, volume, there you go. We can do the backup camera as well. So if I do reverse, not only is the backup camera amplified on a bigger screen, but it implicates those sensors that are here. It implicates those here, so it tells you that there's something behind. I think right now it's recognizing that the fridge is pretty close to the rear bumper. So that's pretty good. Go back to park or drive and it'll go back to where you were. Now you have your radio here, your radio FM. If you hold it, it automatically searches for the next station. And we can lower the volume. Then you also have your volume knobs here as well. For those who don't want to lose their volume knobs, you do not lose it. Check it out. Now you have, you didn't lose your climate control. You can now either have it digitally, so you can tap on the screen and stuff like that. And then you have your modes, stuff like that, temperature. You can touch it out here, or you can do it on here, which is pretty cool. The physical button. So if I do vent speed up, see how it's obeying. And then you have your lane tracking off. There you go. See how it turned on. Very responsive. You have all of your different settings here, temperature as well. See how they're both responding. Check it out, man. Turned out very beautiful. Right now they're on an RGB cycle. The reason why is because I have the parking lights on. So when the parking lights are on, it automatically illuminates the buttons. That way you know exactly what you're tapping on. Some people don't like it that it's illuminating like RGB colors and stuff like that, like rainbow. So you can touch the settings and have it just one solid color, like white, red, or blue. So that's also accessible. It recuperates the original microphone as well. Some people don't know that you have a microphone up there. By swapping out the radio, you lose it. But when you get a Tesla style radio, specifically this one, it automatically recuperates it using the harness. So you don't